Hello everybody. Well, about a month ago, just around Father's Day 2024, I went to visit my son in Washington State, and I went to the REI store. I always like going to REI, checking out their garage sale area. And I noticed this Nemo tent, and it's a two-person Nemo Dragonfly, and it was in the return section for $149. And what happened was there was a tear in the fly, so I got some tenacious tape and I repaired the fly pretty easily. And what caused the tear was a catastrophic failure of the tent pole here. I don't know what I never thought that would happen, but anyway, the pole broke and sliced through the fly. Now, my initial impressions of this fly are, it's definitely not ripstop nylon, and I guess it will rip easy if it has some kind of exposure to maybe a pointy stick or something. So it definitely tells me I got to be careful when I set that up. I wouldn't want it to be brushing up against anything. So I will give kudos to Nemo. They sent me a diagram of the tent with all the different pieces to it. Now, I could buy an entire new tent pole for a little over $100, but that's almost what I paid for the tent. I still haven't decided that I'm not going to go and buy a replacement pole, because I'm going to take this tent to the Philippines when I escape from America in a couple years. But anyway, I ordered a new tent pole. This section, this is the broken section, and it was like $10 plus $15 shipping, or $15 plus $10 shipping. Anyway, it was like $25. But Nemo included a what you call that, tent pole repair sleeve, and they included some shock cord. So I'm going to go into my shed and I'm going to see about how good a job I can do at replacing this, and I'll bring you guys along for the ride. So first thing I did is I taped up the ends, so it makes it easier for me to manage all this, because I don't want all these tent poles just kind of flying out. But what I got to do is I got to take this part off, obviously, because the shock cord's kind of hosed here. It's kind of, actually the shock cord's doesn't seem to be hosed too bad. Maybe I can when I take it out, maybe I can just swap these out, maybe to make it easier. We'll have to see how that goes. But if the shock cord's not, I never had it like this before, so the shock cord's not too damaged, maybe I can just swap the ends out. We'll see how. Let's see if I can pull it off. That'd make life a lot easier. Okay, so first thing I did was I taped up the ends to make the changing it out a little easier. And the shock cord is really damaged down here. So that's a catastrophic failure. So I have to replace the shock cord. So first step is going to be take this one out, take this cap off, and then there's a clip on the inside that I got to take out. Now what I've learned from my days of being running cable, I already have the line run. So I'm going to tie the new shock cord to the end of it, or maybe I'll use it. That's kind of, looks like it's crushed. I'm going to get a little piece of string and tie it off so that I can pull the new shock cord all the way through it instead of taking all the pieces off that I don't have to, and just use this as my pull cord. Let's see how that works. So I tied one end of the string to the shock cord that I cut off, and I tied the other end to the new shock cord. So when I pull the shock cord out, I can I might not, if I'm clever enough, I might not have to take this thing apart, which would make life a little easier. So let's see how it goes. So I got to do it again. Like a dummy, I forgot that I have to feed it through the replacement pole first. So I'm going to feed it through the replacement pole and then clip it. Oh well, I've never replaced a shock cord and tent poles before, so we'll see. It's all a learning experience. Okay, it went together easier than I thought. It's definitely field repairable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it outside and set the tent up. Okay, so for $149 plus another 20, say 25, so $175. I have a $400 tent. Maybe a little more than $400. I think it was like $450. So let's put the fly on. But I can tell you, for this fat guy, that is definitely not two people. Two person, and that is me and my gear maybe, but that's, even my wife, who's kind of small, wouldn't fit in there with me. But yeah, let's put the fly on and see how it looks. Okay, I got the fly on. Obviously I haven't staked it out or anything, you know, but I think it's gonna work pretty good for what I want. I'll have to wait and see how the first rain goes with it. I'm thinking I actually got to camp out this weekend, a couple of days from now. So I think I might bring this along instead of my bug net and just see how it works out. But So $150 for the tent. I think it was like $10. Well, I bought 2 packages, so I think it was like $5 for the patches. So that puts it to $155 roughly, plus another $25 for the replacement pole. So I got $175, say, into this thing. Now, it's definitely not as sturdy as my Hilleberg, but for 150 bucks, it's not a bad deal. So, Nemo Dragonfly Osmo 2P, which I think is more of a 1P if he's a fat guy like me. I think 2 of my wife could fit in there, but anyway, for the money I got into it, it should be nice for the Philippines once I tie it down. I don't know how that pole broke. Only thing I can think of is he didn't have it secured good enough. But I'm going to secure it when I have the fly on, and I'll definitely have a few more tie outs. But yeah, I think it's gonna work out for what I want. So again, kudos to Nemo for having the replacement part, getting it to me really quickly. I think it only took like 2.5, maybe, yeah, 2.5 maybe weeks, 2.5, 3 weeks, less than a month anyway. Now the stuff sack is a little damaged too. The guy who turned it in, I guess he was kind of pissed off that the pole broke, but I'm okay with it because it worked out for me. So I'm going to take this down, clean up my mess here, and yeah, I think I'm going to use it this weekend. Just I can use it without the fly. The little too much information here, but I think this is why the some of the people in my gang use a pee bottle, you know, because they don't want to get out of the tent, whereas I normally use a tarp. So when I get out of my sleeping bag or quilt or whatever, I just go. But yeah, I can see if I'm in the tent, I might not want to make a journey. But yeah, little TMI, but who cares? So I'll catch you guys on the next one. I forgot to mention, but if you're going to use a tent, you definitely want one of these pole splines, so you can slip it over the pole normally, and except in the middle pole, like where I had the issue, and then just duct tape it on. But maybe I can get a piece of flashing to carry with me or something. In case I have to do a repair in the field. But this would work good if it was on one of the longer poles, but not the center pole. But anyway, again, shout out to Nemo. They included this for free. The shock cord was free. So I'm gonna catch you guys again later.